One of my Twitter followers, Helen Short, sent me this video coming from the Atlanta Black Star, and we are about to take a trip right back down to Florida again to a McDonald's. Not the same McDonald's we talked about before, but at a different McDonald's. I swear I don't know what it is with McDeath in Florida. And with these palm-colored Neanderthals, where you have this guy right here in the video, and I'm not going to play the video on here because for some reason, every time I play a video on here, on YouTube, something happens. So this is a screenshot from the actual video. What I will do is I will leave a link to the video in the description. You can go and watch it, but I'm going to play the audio from my phone so you can actually hear what was being said. And I'm going to explain to you how this sounds like a similar incident that I talked about last year involving a black man and a white guy.
You just called me a nigger. You just called me a nigger. You just called me a nigger.
Don't give a fuck.
You just called me a nigger.
Don't give a fuck, nigga.
Ah, got you on camera. World star. You're getting fired.
5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get out of my
You're getting
window,
fired.
boy.
Don't touch me. You're getting fired. You're getting fired. You're getting fired. And you're getting fired. You're getting fired.
Why are you calling my dresser, nigga? You want to get fucked up? I will fuck you up, you fucking nigger.
You're getting fired. Getting fired. You're getting fired.
Okay, sir.
You're getting fired. You're getting fired. 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 You're getting fired. You get fired too, because you're a manager. You're supposed to handle this differently.
You need to get out of my drive-thru.
You're getting fired.
Okay.
And you get fired too.
He's a black male wearing a tan shirt with blue jeans. He's got a bracelet. He's got a black phone that says Adidas, and he's bald. He's threatening to kill my manager. He pulled my window open, threatening to
You're getting fired because and we on camera. We on camera. You're getting fired.
Okay, so y'all just heard that right there. Now, if you hear the tone of this man's voice, he sounds very effeminate. Like I can tell that he is a gay man. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because if you remember last year, I did a video talking about how it was in New York where this guy was I think he was a Lyft driver, and how that gay Hispanic man went off on him and started calling him all types of racial slurs. And then when they interviewed him, and trying to issue an apology, his tone went from that flamboyant tone he had, then he toned it down for the cameras trying to give an apology. If they do the same thing in this case, expect this guy to do the same exact thing. Now, what was very interesting is, and I'm going to jump through on here. Let me see if I can find something. This woman right here. That was the woman that was on the phone, and he was like, she tried to put herself into, a victim position. And like I said, this guy is calling this black man a nigger at the drive-through window, and neither one of them did nothing. Like, when you watch the video, their demeanor, they did not shift to try to tell him to stop calling him that. They just let him go off on a tangent and just let him do what he wants. He even walked away and came back, and when he came back with the manager, and I'm going to mention them as well. They stayed on code for that one individual. He's called that black man all kinds of niggas the entire time in that video, and they didn't budge one time except to pick up their phone and call the police. And she straight up lied. You know what she said towards the end? She said, there's a black male at my window. She described him to a T, but then she lied and said he threatened to kill my manager. Not one time in that video did that black man say he wanted to kill the manager. And let me actually jump ahead a little bit and see if I can find a image of the manager, because she does pop up in here. If I can find it. There's the manager right there. All they kept telling him is that he needed to leave the window, don't come back, this, that, and the third. They did not reprimand the worker, the employee, the one who was calling this man that word at all. Not one time. At McDeath in Florida. I don't know which McDonald's this happened at, but I'm sure that people on Twitter I think someone on Twitter actually found out which McDonald's it was, but it was so many comments and I left out of it and I didn't get a chance to find out what it was. They found out the location and the number. But like he said in the video, all three of them need to be fired. For one, because that worker was a staunch racist. He had no problem calling that man that word. The worker and the manager need to be fired because they let it happen, and that other one definitely needs to be fired because she lied and said that he was threatening to kill the manager when he did not make one threat on her life, not one, and it's all on video. So I hope this goes viral just like the other one did, and that they are dealt with accordingly. Y'all let me know what you think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I will talk to you in the next one.